tough scene for the breakfast ball crew this morning, back from the bachelor party. I'm sunburnt to hell. Ryan's sicker than shit. Trevor, he's probably okay, but he didn't come with, so.
No invite.
I'm down as low as my phone battery is right now. I haven't charged my phone since Sunday night.
Why?
Because my charger's been in my carry-on bag, and every time I get into bed at night, I forget it. And because I'm not going to say deathly ill because that's not something to joke about, Tyler, but I am ill.
If you were deathly ill, we wouldn't be doing this podcast.
Correct. Down bad. Phone battery's at 8% right now.
That is unbelievable to me. I mean, I did the same thing the first night. I didn't charge my phone, but at least the second night, I was right on a charger.
Oh, I charge it every night we were there. I just haven't charged it since we got back.
How is it still alive?
That also speaks to the new iPhone has elite battery. Now, give me about 6 months and I'll be saying different. But yeah, I mean, Arizona, I got the best Arizona when I was there, and it now has the best of me since we've been back. So
they piped that the wrong way.
I'll call the clubhouse. We'll book another 18 for tomorrow.
Okay, they cheated on that. They fluffed their balls.
Yeah, no better time for the breakfast ball than now.
guys, welcome back. Episode 1, David Ortiz when he was with the Twins.
Yeah. I Googled it. I think he was 27 with the Sox, too.
Nope, he was 34.
He was
34, yeah.
The whole time?
Oh, he could have been 27 when he got traded.
I think that's the case because I literally saw a picture of him with 27 in a Red Sox jersey.
Yeah, he could have. However, they did retire 34. So,
yeah, well, they had to keep. Somebody can carry on the legacy of David Ortiz at the Red Sox with 27, but not 34 anymore.
Yeah.
Non-interview podcast today. Hope you guys enjoyed the Joey Colcutt's interview. It looks, based off the numbers and sounds like you guys really liked it.
Yeah,
and it was phenomenal conversation. We forgot to record an intro.
Yeah,
because we just got right into it. We had never
an outro.
We had only texted, and Joey's big voice message guy, and I have never done voice message before, but he kept voice messaging us. So when we got on the pod, I'm like, we already know this guy. He's already one of us.
We're friends already at that point, and just honestly, Joey, this is going to sound like I'm insulting him, but I don't mean it as an insult. He talks so much. Like, there was no break in the conversation to even do an intro, and I was fine with that. Like, he was just story after story, and I was entertained, and then it was like, oh, let's just start the podcast without starting the podcast.
100%. Great cold open by us, but...
Wait, is that why they call them cold cuts? You just went cold open?
Cold open.
Yeah, because and then we just cold cut to the ad read.
Yes.
Actually, fuck, you guys are onto something.
Yeah.
All right, I mean, we have to recap Arizona because... We golfed 2 rounds.
I don't think people even knew we were going.
Oh, I don't think they did.
We were.
Well, I don't really know if we wanted to bring too much light today because it was bachelor party, and it would have been cool to get out and play with some fans of the page. But next time we go down there, we'd get a foursome going. Me and you versus maybe 2 fans of the page. We got some guys who are interested in playing.
Yeah, well, we proved this weekend, Ryan. We don't lose in scrambles. We're still undefeated.
That is correct. 3 groups of 3. Let's start. Let's see. Where should we start? Let's start with the plane ride to Arizona.
All right.
The very beginning.
We're doing a full breakdown.
Let me
the
take
very
you all the way back.
Upgraded to first class.
Not me. Next to the shitter.
Because I've never flown first class before. I'm like, fuck, Miles' bachelor party. He's sitting in first class. Why not? It was a $92 upcharge when. If you think about it, it's $35 to check my clubs. It is probably another $10 per drink. So 35 to let's say 95. I mean, it's like what, 4 or 5 drinks?
Yeah.
That I had to
paying for itself.
And it's paying for itself. So we get onto the plane, we get on the tarmac, and we sit for an hour and a half on the tarmac.
A lot of de-icing going on, but really I could see out the window and they weren't doing shit.
I don't know. I think they maybe just scheduled the flight a little too early, so they had to just tell us they were de-icing in order to just get back on schedule.
Well, didn't the dude go on the intercom and say something about they needed to thaw out the de-icing machine or some shit?
They had to get it to optimal temperature to start de-icing, which if it's self-regulating, doesn't it just do that on its own while like the entire day?
You'd think, but I don't know shit about de-icing or planes. So.
I don't either, but I'm glad the plane was not. It was de-iced before we took off. Again, safe flight, bachelor party. We just got to get there. So we're sitting on the tarmac for like an hour and a half. And I assumed when you were sitting up in the front that to kind of like buffer your, I don't really know what the word I'm trying to think of is, your lack of motion.
Mm-hmm.
They'd come around and they'd be like, hey, can I get you anything to drink, sir? Blah, blah, blah. And they didn't for an hour and a half. And then we obviously took off and there's no drink service when you take off. So we're like 2 hours in before I can even get a drink.
Yeah, they don't serve you until you've reached cruising height.
Correct. But they do serve you when you're sitting there waiting because they did on the way back. And on the way back, I was not drinking. So it was, I don't know what was going on. Anyway, I'm 2 mixed drinks in and we have about 45 minutes of the flight left. So like 1 hour. It's not overkill by any means, right? Mm-mm. And I asked for my third one. I'm like, all right, enough with the liquor. I'm going to have a beer. I'm going to mix a beer in, like instead of mixing water, I'll just mix a beer in and take it a little bit slower. So I asked for my third one and she looks over at me and she goes, okay, I'll get you one more, but that's it.
Right.
And I'm like, I still haven't paid my first class upgrade off yet. And you're telling me that you're only going to serve me. And I'm not if I was sloppy drunk, completely different story. But I was 1000% coherent still at this point.
Why'd she cut you off then?
I don't know. But also, guy next to me, Miles' brother, was drinking Cokes the whole time. Same thing to him. He ordered his third Coke and she's like, to both of us, she's like, okay, you guys can have one more, but that's it. And I'm like, Jesus, I didn't know I had to fight this much just to get my third drink, which was a beer. And it was probably half a beer because they poured into like this glass cup. Mm-hmm. Trevor would know. He's agreeing because he flies first class all the time.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Well, no, even like the pops, they put it into like the little cups. Like just give me a can.
No,
they never gave me the can though. That's the thing.
Why?
Why? Yeah.
I don't know because apparently I was fucking sloshed at this point.
Were you being rude?
I was about to start being rude when she told me I only was allowed one more drink. Tyler, I'm trying to pay this $92 upgrade.
Right.
Ryan goes first class and doesn't know how to act. He just
he's like, peasant, one more drink, please.
No, I was very polite about it because I don't know how people up there carry themselves.
They're like normal people that just have 90 extra bucks.
Yeah, that is very true. So that happened, and I'm like, okay, well, fuck. Now I'm like $30 in the hole. I never got to pay this upgrade off, which is fine, by the way. I wasn't looking to drink $150 in booze, but it was odd to me that after 2 drinks, she like damn near cut me off after the third one.
Maybe that's a first class like limit thing.
I don't know.
You ever think about that?
So no, I was 2 rows in front of the shitter and they come back with drinks and I'm fully prepared to pay for the first one.
Yep.
So I get a whiskey Coke double and I have my card out. She's like, no, it's okay. You don't have to pay for this. And I was like, oh, are you serious? Thank you. And next time I'm like, well, I didn't even have to pay for that one. I'll pay for this next one. And then I go to give her my card on the second drink. She's like, no, it's okay. It's on us.
What?
And I am firmly in economy, like almost as far back as you can go in this plane. But we had different flight attendants. So I think mine was just chill as fuck and yours was not.
Apparently not. Because again, $30 in the hole, which I anticipated to be $30 in the black. Mm-hmm. And it was shocking to me that happened. So I guess I can say I'm never flying first class again.
Yeah. Hey guys, the perks don't pay.
I'm an economy guy through and through.
Mm-hmm. Back there with the people, crying babies and shitters. That's where I was at.
Yeah.
They probably just felt bad because 1, the tarmac. 2, I was literally surrounded by crying children. And 3, I was actually close enough to smell the shitter.
And it's loud as shit back there.
Literally. I could hear guys shitting.
So anyway, we arrive in Arizona and I'm like, wow, Jesus. Now I got to wait for my bag and then we got to get the Uber and like you have 3 drinks. They tasted really good, but then you start coming down, start getting a little bit sleepy. I'm like, all right, well, where's the Alpha Brain at? Or, where's the next 5-hour energy I'm going to pop here? And finally get to the Airbnb. Thank God I got one more whiskey in me before we,
Dude, what about our Uber from the hotel? So we asked the dude to make a pit stop so we could stock up on alcohol and shit. And our Uber driver was telling us the most outrageous strategies on how to find hookers.
What?
And it was like right away he was telling me this stuff, and I'm like, okay, he's just playing the bit because they're close to Vegas. No, this guy is regularly hooking.
United States Marine vet too. So
Yep.
we thanked him for his service.
We did. And then he was telling us stories about his second grade teacher friend that got caught hooking in Vegas.
I don't know.
She was out there trying to make some extra money because teachers don't get paid shit, and she got busted for being a hooker.
People just live a different lifestyle down there, and
It was unprompted. He's just like, all right, so if you guys are going to Vegas, prostitution is not legal there, but it's legal everywhere around Vegas. So just be in Nevada, but not in Vegas. And if you're in Vegas and you do decide to roll the dice, this is how you got to do it. You got to make sure you don't come back down to the hotel lobby because the cops are probably waiting for you. And I was like, Jesus, fuck, dude.
they probably got air tags on these.
All we did was ask you, like, what club should we go to? What bar should we hit?
Well, and naturally, like a bachelor party, a bunch of guys. I don't know. We're all wearing fucking wedding rings. He probably just assumed like, oh, these guys are looking to have a good time. It's like, well, we're just looking to have some beers with each other and send Miles off in the best fashion that we can.
Yeah, we're not down here to spend money on prostitutes, sir.
No, I'm here to spend money on first class upgrades.
Yes, sir. He was trying to give you some advice, have a great weekend. He's just trying to be a good guy.
I'm just trying to golf, man, and drink. I'm not trying to ruin my marriage in Nevada, not Vegas, because it's not actually legal in
not
Vegas, just so you know.
No, they're working on Arizona, though. We also learned that.
Yeah, he did tell us they're trying to legalize it in AZ, but sex trafficking, not good in Arizona.
No, just in general, because it's close to the border.
Yep.
So, yeah, an absolute wild ride. Just getting there, getting to our Airbnb, and
Immediately set the tone for the weekend. We're like, oh my God.
yeah, and then of course we wake up Friday. We got around to 18 at I'll say it, Arizona Grand. It's probably the only the only nice thing I'm gonna say about them is it was a beautiful day out. It was a beautiful day above Arizona Grand. It's probably the only good thing I can say about it.
I will say one other good thing. I really did like the course layout a lot.
And I'll say another nice thing. I really liked the back nine was way cooler than the front nine.
Agreed.
So if you're there for
Agreed.
9, ask if you can start on 10, which we'll get to starting on number 10 here in a second.
Yeah, but it'll take us 3.5 hours to get to that point.
So we tee off, and it's me, Tyler, and Miles' brother. We're all playing Scramble. We have 3 groups of 3, Scramble fashion. Now, when we booked the tee time, we had 9 guys, so it's tough because 2 groups of 8 is ideal, right? But you have 1 extra guy. They don't do 5-sums in like February, March because it's like prime golf season, spring training, grass is really good, and it's dead of winter. So we get paired up with singles, and this whole time we're like, you guys know how we feel about singles. We don't mind them.
Every group got paired with a single.
Yes, and we don't mind singles if they're cool people. Now, this lady walks up to our group, introduces herself. Her name's Katrina. And we could not have hit the lottery any bigger
Angel.
with the solo that we got paired with. This lady was a 6-time Grand Slam runner-up.
Okay,
What?
so tennis. She's a tennis legend.
Yeah, not
What?
that she almost hit 6 Grand Slams.
Correct.
Yeah, she did go to IHOP and almost finished 6 Grand Slams.
6-time Grand Slam runner-up, has won a boatload of money playing tennis, is the former president of the United States Tennis Association, also works, when she was with the USTA, Rolex was a main sponsor of theirs. Rolex is also a main
Oh,
sponsor
you also forgot not just the United States Tennis Association. She was the head of the International Tennis Federation for years.
the ITF as an acronym. So I saw a Masters hat just dangling from her bag. So I'm like, hey, we call her Kat. We were on a nickname
We're
basis at that
best
point.
friends.
This was hole 2, and we were already on nickname basis. I asked her, I'm like, Kat, you ever been to the Masters? And she's like, well, it's funny you say that. I went in 2019 when Tiger had won the Masters. However, I didn't get to stay Sunday, but I was there from Tuesday to Saturday. And we're like, okay, well, start talking Masters. And then she also told us that she had been invited for 5 years straight. The first 4 years, she always had another conflict in the way. So for 4 years straight, she got a Masters invitation, but never got to go. Then got to go in 19 when Tiger won. And it was like, the series of events could not have worked out any better for her. The one time she gets to go, she goes to see Tiger.
Well, do you remember why she said she was able to go that year? It's because she retired with the United States Tennis Association. And she's like, hey, I know you guys invited me for 4 years while I was working for this. I was really hoping you would honor it this year because I'm out of that now, but I'd love to go. And they're like, yeah, absolutely. And now she's going back again this year.
Now she's going back again this year.
Also, she is the main host of the Tennis Channel and has a regular reoccurring show on CBS Sports.
Jeez.
And
So,
she was just chill as fuck.
And she was striping fairways. I mean, she wasn't even playing reds. She was playing whites. And she was absolutely striping fairways. There was one hole that she had topped 2 drives right off the tee. And I'm like, you need a beer bad. So I bought beers when on that same hole. Bev cart came. And then, of course, she starts hitting phenomenal shots again. Oh, you just start sipping on one beer and the game just completely changes.
Ryan, did you coach a 6-time Grand Slam runner-up in golf this weekend?
The way I coached her was buying her a beer. I knew it would help right away.
And she's worth millions of dollars. And Ryan's like, hey, you want a dose of keys?
Now, on top of all this, we were very lucky that we got paired with a great single because this round of 18 holes took us a heavy 5.5 hours.
It was closer to 6.
It was closer to 6, and luckily we were the first group out.
Yeah.
The last group, the third group, it was back-to-back tee times. The third group was on the tee box with us, like, just kind of sending us off.
Yeah, heckling us, know.
So they were out there for 6 hours. We were lucky enough to be the first group to go out for 5.5. But imagine if we would have been paired with a dog shit single. Someone that we couldn't even stand for 5.5 hours.
Luckily, Ryan and I were in the car together, so we wouldn't have been paired with said shitty single, and Chase would have, but we weren't, so we were good. And she was great anyway. But man, 5.5 hours just for us, and that was from first shots to last shot. And then it was sit and wait for the other group, and we were just baking in the sun. We were drinking a lot. Ryan and I had to find the most creative places to pee. Because you'd sit there and all you can do when you wait for the group in front of you is drink. And so we were sucking down beers left and right and the bathrooms. The one time the bathrooms were being cleaned, so we couldn't go in there. One time we snuck off into a random parking lot through a fence just so we could find a place to piss.
People will come up with the most creative spots to piss when the time is absolutely necessary.
Yes.
Yeah, you'll never see more creative thinking than when a golfer's got to pee really bad. They're finally they're scoping out the area. There's tree here. This group maybe can see me. This group maybe can see me. And then it's like they're on a recon mission just to urinate.
Actually,
it literally is.
The 360-degree rule applies great to having to piss on the golf course. So it's just like you find a ball in the fairway or a ball in the rough, and you're like, whose is this? You take a quick 360. If you can't see any other groups, odds are you could probably take that ball. Same thing with having to piss on the golf course. You make a quick 360. You also make sure no one else in the group is kind of aware that you're doing this. So maybe you let the cart in front of you go off and stay back a little bit and say, hey, had to tie my shoe. Gonna be about 30 seconds after you. Go find a place next to a tree. And I mean, there's houses all over the place too. So it's you don't know who's peeking through the window, right? So I feel like the creative juices flow the most when you're in dire need of taking a piss on the course.
Right. I'll never think creatively about a shot.
Nope.
I'm going to try and hit this straight is my creative thinking when it comes to a shot. But when I have to pee on the course, especially when paired with a random, especially when the random is of the opposite gender, all of a sudden I am Picasso of the piss.
Yeah.
Where am I going to do this and how am I going to do it discreetly? So not only does the rest of the course not see me, but this other person in my group doesn't see me.
Go full army mode. You're just oh, here we go. Not spotted.
Yeah. And the amount of variables that you have to take into consideration. The people you're playing, and we're golfing with single, right, too? So I don't, she doesn't need to watch me piss. So the person you're playing with, the car is driving by, the other groups on the course, also the houses that are hugging the fairways. It's not an easy mission.
No.
Now, if we could just take that brain space and apply it to the next shot we're taking,
Swinging.
we might be pretty fucking good golfers.
Yeah, one day maybe we gotta somehow train our bodies to feel like the shot depends on the piss.
Fight or flight.
Yeah. Big time. And it's like you get to a certain point where you tell yourself, I cannot hold this anymore. I don't care who sees me. I don't care if it's right next to the cart and there's a house over on my open side. I have to go. Because there's not porta potties all over the place. There was one on like 6, 12, and 17. It's like, well, we've been playing for 5.5 hours. The odds are I'm probably going to piss at least once an hour.
Yeah.
Like that's like an okay pacing or an okay spacing for bathrooms on a round that takes 4 hours and not 5.5, 6.
And we were I think like, you look at, we were playing a scramble, so we were probably playing a little bit quicker, but that wouldn't even mattered.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have even mattered.
No.
So the pace of play was, it was absolute dog shit, to put it that way. Now, we're talking singles, right? We got paired up with a great single, and I think it's only fitting because she was a star tennis player in singles. The other
Nice,
groups, you like how I worked that?
Yeah, I did. That was a good.
The other groups, just a random solo in the second group. From what I heard, he was a great guy,
Just
great person to golf
Good
with.
guy from Boston.
And then again in the third group, how did we luck out with this one? If you guys are familiar with the MLB, you know who Russell Martin is. Russell Martin was he's probably a catcher in the MLB for 15 years.
16. Googled him.
16 Dodgers, Blue Jays, a couple other teams maybe.
Drafted by the Expos.
Yeah. Me and Tyler were talking yesterday. The last 2 professional athletes active in in professional sports by the Expos were him and Tom Brady.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's wild. So Russell Martin joins Miles' group of 3.
And they didn't
At
know
Arizona Grand, of all the courses that he could have been playing, he chooses this one, and he gets paired up with the third group at our bachelor party and is an absolute stick. Like I'm talking, and this is just hearsay. This is what they're telling me. He would just call out what he was going to do with a shot, and he would hit it. And you could tell I couldn't tell because I wasn't there. What I heard though is like he brought back some of that fire that I'm sure he had in the game of baseball, where like even the pace of play was fucking pissing him off. The people in front of him were pissing him off.
the people in front of him was our buddies.
Yeah, rightfully, or people behind. I don't know. But it was kind of cool to see like him, and I didn't see it because I wasn't there. It was cool to hear about him being competitive in another sport once the game of baseball is over. I mean, this guy's worth tens and tens of millions of dollars. So from a solo perspective, getting paired with solos, we hit the absolute fucking jackpot.
And then also we buried the best part of the whole thing, how well we played.
This is the first round on grass we played with the new sticks. Gonna keep blue balling you.
I'm sorry. We'll tell you soon.
We'll tell you soon. The new sticks. Oof. The first round on grass is always a little bit sketchy. But the driver has never felt better in my hand.
Yeah.
The driving iron, the one hole I hit a driving iron on,
smoked it.
265, center fairway. We had a little about 74-yard chip into the green.
Dude, our first hole, you bomb a drive, Chase bombs a drive. And I'm like, well, fuck, what am I going to do here? I'm not the drive guy. Bomb a drive. We were like, we are ready to fucking go. We've got Kat here watching us. We're like, she thinks we're pretty good. And then we pull the most bachelor party shit of all time. Just 3 dudes with massive drives, and we all fucked the chip up bad.
I don't know. I didn't know the ball could fly off these wedges like it does.
Ryan sends it over the green.
And what are we, 84 out?
If that.
Actually, I think we were 54 out.
Yeah, and you hit it 84.
I hit it 84.
And then I sent it off the toe perpendicular from my body. And Chase at least gets us on the green, but we've got a a 15, 20-foot putt, and then we miss it and we par.
I'll tell you what happened. The simulator boys finally got on some uneven lie.
Yeah.
It was their first shot.
Yeah, it was a challenge. It definitely was, but new sticks.
Yep.
It's like,
Yeah.
but hey, and we can still use when we play bad. We can use the excuse new sticks.
Yeah. I mean, actually, through 6 holes, we were, I think, maybe 1 under, but Kat was tied with us
Yeah, she was playing
by
her own ball.
herself.
We're like, I'm glad we're not playing against you, and I'm glad we're not playing for.
I kind of wish she would have joined our team.
Would have been
Yeah.
great. Would have been great to take a couple of her shots.
But yeah, we played pretty dang good. We didn't fall apart. We stayed consistent the whole time. We had a lot of hero shots where 2 people would fuck up and the third guy would
Yep.
save it.
Yep.
So great scramble golf. What did we end up 2 or 3 under?
I think we're 2 under.
Which doesn't sound great for a scramble, right? But when we won by 3 strokes.
Oh,
So-
yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Dialed.
Also, first round with clubs, first round with playing out in grass and how
Correct.
long.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Yep.
and 5.5 hour round. It's so easy. I mean, it's hard enough to stay focused for 18 holes, let alone
Oh my
5.5
God.
hours later.
having to sit and wait between all your shots just gets your mind fucked.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's just no rhythm.
So
Why was it so long?
Just so we actually ahead of time we knew. I read the Google reviews, and this course had great
God.
reviews, except for the negative comments were all about the pace of play and the marshal not doing shit about it. And we kind of just wrote it off,
Yep.
and it turned out to be extremely accurate.
it was very true. Yes. So Friday round was good. We went right from there to the steakhouse, went out that night. Friday was a dandy. Wake up Saturday. I mean, boys are down bad. 3 a.m. It's actually 4 a.m. our time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Got up at 8, 9 o'clock. Had another round of 18 at what we like to call now our home course.
Our home course in Arizona.
We talking AG?
We're talking Arizona Grand?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
No.
Home course being Continental Golf Course.
Okay.
If you've ever played Continental Golf Course, it's a par 3, par 4 hybrids, par 60 overall. Super fun little track. Greens were in great condition. And we played 3-man best ball this time.
Okay.
So
No randoms at Continental.
no randoms. The only downfall was they weren't selling liquor on the bev cart. They're like, you're going to have to get that in the clubhouse. So at the turn, we went into the clubhouse and they weren't selling liquor. They said, you can't bring liquor on the
What?
course. I'm like, the fuck's going on here?
So you're drinking beers only, or?
Yes, I was drinking beers.
Okay.
I'm like, was this first class again? Am I getting cut off from liquor? What's going on here?
Ryan, you just have like a cut-offable face. Like,
Apparently.
they just look at you like he doesn't eat anymore.
He's hammered.
Apparently. So we're golfing 18 at Continental, new home course, and we roll up to what I believe is hole 7. And my life has changed since hole 7 of Continental Golf Course. Golfing with Miles' brother again, who hasn't played. He's hit in the simulator 1 time in the last 5 months. He hasn't played other than that. We're at a $130 par 3. And this counts because it's a par 3, par 4 hybrid. It's not just a par 3 course. So this counts. $130 out, 9-iron. Hits a little baby draw, front of the green. Bounces once, kicks right. Bounces again. Rolls to the hole. And fucking goes in for a hole-in-one.
Nuh-uh.
Now, we talk a lot about trying to take a piss on the course. This course is not easy to take a piss. I'm trying to find a place to take a piss while this is happening. So, luckily, I internalized, Ryan, this is not the hole to do it on because you can't find a good spot. So, pull the pants. I mean, pants weren't down, but like I readjusted real quick. Right after he hit it, I turn around, I say, oh, sounded good. And I'm watching the hole because there's a tree over top of me. I saw everything from there on out. I saw it bounce. I saw it bounce again. I saw it roll, and I saw it drop in the hole. And I fucking lost my
Oh
shit.
my God.
When we're not playing together on this round, so Ryan is 2 groups in front of me. So I'm on a tee box that is pretty close to this green, actually. And they just start hooting and hollering and freaking out. And then Miles is in a different group as well. Looks back and says,
Yep.
I think Chase hit hole 1. And we're like, what the fuck is going on? And we're all looking over there and they're high-fiving and shit. And we're like, holy shit, he did it.
I was fully expecting to take the sprint 130 yards away
Yeah.
to the hole. And we're like, we're jumping and we're pushing Chase and we're all hugging, and he could not have been more casual about this thing. He didn't even want to run to the hole, and I'm like, like my adrenaline had dropped so quick when I realized, I'm like, he doesn't want to make the run.
Well, and that's his personality. He's not an excitable guy.
Yeah.
Inside, I guarantee you he was jumping for joy, but outside he's just like, all right. Now I got to get another one type of guy.
Yeah.
But like inside, he was excited. What did he say when he pulled it out of the hole?
Okay. So, and I got a video from of course we weren't filming the shot. Why would we be? But I pulled my phone out right as we were starting to go to the hole. So I got the entire walk up. I got the ball in the hole, him picking it out. And he picks out the ball. He looks away with like a shit grin on his face. And he goes, "Eagle." And I'm like, this is classic Chase.
Yep.
He is like, he's a comedian. He's a comedian at heart. He's not going to get overly excited about anything. But deep down, on his older brother's bachelor party, he steals the entire show by hitting a hole-in-one after. Oh, also, Chase doesn't drink, and he was completely sober. We were all down bad that day, so it was only fitting that he was the one to hit the hole-in-one.
If anyone was going to do it that day, it was him.
Yeah, stole the entire show.
And that was the running bit for the rest of the weekend. It's like, Miles, how do you feel that your bachelor party is just going to be remembered for Chase's hole-in-one for the rest of your life?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. But I can now say I've been a part of a group and I've seen a hole-in-one.
That is pretty sweet.
And it is, I'm telling you guys, it is fucking amazing.
I'm sure. I mean, it'd be probably cooler if you got one yourself.
It would, but also check that off the list.
Yep.
I got to see it happen. And it didn't, like seeing someone chip in from 50 yards is really sweet. But when you sink one from 130 yards out, it is an unbelievable feeling.
Yeah. You know what I was doing during all this? I was on a gimmick hole. Close. I was on a gimmick hole where you'd pay $10 and they'd donate it to charity, but you got to shoot a golf ball out of a potato gun and try to get closest to the pin.
Did you win closest to pin?
No, I think they never called me, but I was closest after my shot. So I'm sitting here with a fucking potato gun when they all start hooting and hollering, and I like whip over. And he's like, "Whoa, watch where you're pointing." I'm like, "It's not a real gun. It's fine. This golf ball's flying all over the place."
Yeah, you could take somebody's head off with that, though.
You can take someone's head off with a regular club hitting a ball.
That is true. That is very true.
Yeah. So does he have the ball somewhere right now?
Yeah, he has the ball.
Yeah.
He was gonna play with the ball the next hole. I'm like,
what are you
absolutely
doing?
Not. I'll take that from you and I'll put it in my bag so you don't even think about using it.
Yeah.
The ball's hot. You gotta keep playing with it. Why not?
And
that was his thought process.
He was so nonchalant about it. So I was at that hole, and there's a staff member there doing the charity thing, and he's like, "Oh, cool, good for him. Have him tell the clubhouse. They'll get him a plaque. They'll put him up on the wall. Yada yada yada." He didn't tell anyone. He didn't go to the clubhouse and sign up for it. I'm like, I think he just didn't want to buy the course around.
No.
But I would have for sure got my plaque.
Mm-hmm.
I probably just would have framed the club too, honestly.
Yeah. I would probably not use that club for a long time. Like the only circumstance now is like it's new clubs. So
yeah,
I might keep using it, but
yeah, I'm probably in the same boat.
Yeah.
So to wrap up the AZ trip, it was a phenomenal trip. Got 2 rounds of golf in on actual grass. Now we're back in the simulator.
I do have to tell you my score from the par 3 course.
Oh, par 3, par 4
Par
hybrid.
60?
Par 3, par 4 hybrid. I played quite possibly the worst round of golf I've ever played in my life. I got a 96 on a par 60.
You're 36 over through 18. You're like quite literally double bogey golf.
And it wasn't I wasn't hitting my tee shots great, but I wasn't shanking shit left and right. Like I was just going left of every green, like to where I should be able to go up and down for a couple pars. And my wedges, I don't know if I was just a dizzy standing over the ball with my wedges still, but I was like a little kid. It was either coming off the toe and rolling 6 feet from my body, or there was a couple holes where I literally chipped over the green, chipped back over the green, and then finally got on, but at a 30-foot putt. It was unreal.
How demoralizing when you chip over twice and then you have a 30-footer.
Yeah.
Just to save like bogey.
Well, and then eventually, I think it was after hole 10, I just put my wedges away and I putted everything. It did not matter how far from the green I was. I putted everything.
Can we talk about hole number 18 real quick? Real quick before we get into the break. So number 18 it's a par 4. It's a heavy dogleg right at about 220, 230 probably.
Yep.
And it's all water on the right hand side. However, you can cut it. I want to say it's like it's probably 310 to the green. If you went right at the green, it's probably a 300-yard carry. Now, if you go a little bit to the left, it's like a 280 carry. Mm-hmm. And we're like, and we got all 3 groups together playing number 18. There's no one in front of us, no one behind us. So we're like, we're going to play this hole together. So Miles' brother-in-law, he cuts the corner. He cuts it at 260 and makes it over. Everyone's just jazzed up, right? Mm-hmm. I'm like, well, me being me, I can't just fucking lay up on this hole. So I'm going for the 280 cut. And again, I've only hit a handful of drives with this new driver. I've never hit a drive as good as this one with this driver. In general, I would say. Cut at 280. It flew probably 290, and I had about 15 yards into the pin. Classic chip up, 2-putt for par. It didn't even matter at that point. No. But what was even better was Tyler rolls up after me, and he has driver in hand. I'm like, you're going for it? And
I was like, I got nothing to lose. I'm plus 36 right now.
This is the best time to do it. So take it over, Tyler. Let's hear about this.
Well, everyone was giving me shit. They're like, you're going for it? I'm like, yeah, I'll fucking grunt if I have to. And so I line up to the ball, just aimed dead straight at the tee or at the pin, and swung my dick off, let out a huge grunt, and I cleared it. I was about 3 yards behind Ryan's ball, so it didn't go as far as Ryan's, but from there out, you'd say about 15 from the green?
About 15. You were probably 20 yards.
Yeah, so I was probably 20 yards from the green, putter in hand.
Left it short. Didn't even make it to the green.
Left it short. It's on the fringe. And then next putt, get it really close off the fringe and then tap in for par. So.
And rolling into the break, we'll leave you with this. That shot right there is exactly what brings a double bogey golfer back to the course the next day.
Yeah, I forgot how bad I played after that shot.
It didn't even matter because you hit a 290-yard carry of a drive.
Yep.
And then 3-putted.
And then
technically, I only 1-putted because my first putt got me onto the fringe. My second putt was off the fringe to right next to the pin, and then I tapped in for par. So it was a 1-putt. We actually played 3-putt poker. I was putting well. I had the most cards.
Naturally.
Even though I was 36 strokes over par, I had the most 1-putts in the entire group.
Yeah, three chip poker, your hand would have been absolutely empty.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. See you in a bit.
Ryan, I went to Arizona with 12 T-birds ready to fucking fire.
I mean, that's not what I'm looking for is how many did you come back with?
I came back with 0 T-birds ready to fire.
But why does that not matter?
So it doesn't matter because they're the most affordable golf ball in the game. And absolutely was not the ball's fault. I played so shitty the second day. I actually left the first day. I only lost 3 balls the first day.
Hell yeah.
One of them, you're welcome, Random House in Arizona, because I just gave you a T-bird. I know it hit
Great branding.
I know it hit your roof first, but that T-bird is now yours to keep. So you're welcome. And I also think there might have been a few other T-birds donated to people's yards this weekend. But you know what? That one's just on us. Try it out. And then you can just go use the promo code DoubleBogey20 to get them for even cheaper. And Ryan, hold on. You start talking. I have an update on this discount.
Okay.
It is sweet. You just keep talking.
Well, I mean, you touched on the balls, Tyler. I also want to touch on the Poor Caddy. We used the Poor Caddy in last week's ad read.
Mm-hmm.
True.
It's about the only time I'll take a fireball shot at noon.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Is coming out of that, baby.
I think that's like 10 a.m.
If you've ever had dreams about becoming a bartender, boom, done. Get yourself a Poor Caddy. It's got the nice little flip up
Nozzle. Yep.
Yeah.
nozzle, nipple, whatever you want to call it. And man, does that booze flow out of there nicely.
And I'll say this right now. You can flip it around and do all the cool bartender tricks.
That is correct.
Because you can flip the nozzle down, you don't got to worry about spilling everywhere either.
That is
You can
correct.
pretend like you're doing it with real skill, but really it's safe.
It's just closed. Yeah, you just got a lid on the thing.
Yeah, we have no skill on the golf course, but we do have skill in the bartending industry because of the pour caddy. So
We're like back nine bartenders with the pour caddy.
there we go.
Hey. All right.
B9 B tenders.
I have the update for you folks. I had our contact at Union Green run the numbers for us. Ryan and I were saying that with our promo code, it's $16 per dozen, right? That is correct if you're just buying 2 dozen. But if you are using their deal, the buy 3, get 1 dozen free, they get a 20% code. And then on top of that, so let me start over. Okay. With the sale, it is buy 3, get 1 free, making each dozen just $15, right? That's without the promo code. Now you throw the promo code on top of that deal that's already on Union Green's website, promo code Double Bogey 20. Each dozen of balls ends up being $11.99.
Holy shit.
What?
You
So for
can't even buy
like
I'm not even-
$44, you're rocking 4 dozen balls.
I'm not comparing top flights to Union Green balls at all, but you can't even buy a dozen top flights for that cheap.
No.
And when I say cheap, I don't mean in quality, I mean in price. Because again, we played with these the entire weekend. We lost them all, but only because of our own fault. These things are legit. I don't want to say it. I don't even know if this is true, but it might be. Probably made in a big time, like maybe the big time golf ball manufacturer. That's me saying that.
Not even $1 a ball.
Dude,
Not even a buck a ball.
Think about
What?
that. So I lost a dozen T-Birds. A dozen of them are gone. If I lost a dozen of any of the major brands balls, that's just $45 gone out of my pocket.
You might have to
That's
sell your
minimum.
clubs just to like pay rent. that month.
minimum.
They're all like $60 now.
Yeah.
So not only did I not feel bad about smacking that person's roof with my T-Bird, I didn't feel bad because it didn't hurt my pocket. And I feel really good
It's free.
about
That's
that.
actually shines great light on that deal itself because we've been pushing that deal now for a few weeks and I didn't even realize that it was that low of a price.
Right. Well, then us and numbers don't mix well. So I'm really glad that Union Green crunched the numbers for us and let us know because $11.99 per box is unfucking beatable for the quality of the ball.
Yeah.
And I'm not, and I made the promise to tell you if I like a product or not, and I really do like these balls. I played with them the entire first round and not the entire second round because I ran out, but I would have if I had saved them enough.
Quality ball, great price, good looking ball too. UnionGreen.com. Go check out the golf ball deal. Use Double Bogey 20 at checkout. The deal is on the T-Birds. Also, pick yourself up a pour caddy. It's just like having your morning coffee. The marshal's not even going to sniff the fireball inside of that thing.
And if you're waiting for 6.5 hours, you're going to need some shots. So
Correct.
True.
UnionGreen.com, Double Bogey 20. Go check them out, guys.
Yep.
All right, we're back into it.
Yep.
Tyler, we've gone through many phases of golf. We've gone through many phases of life. We were talking the other day about how your perception changes from over the years in the game of golf. Now, I'll start by saying, I feel like there's not a lot of people who start playing golf casually before the age of 20. Trevor can attest that. You're 22.
Yep.
And I guarantee you didn't play like you are playing now when you were 18, 19.
Nope. I finally picked them up and started playing actually like when I was 19 or 20 just because of COVID. So
Yeah, so you were just basically getting started.
yep.
Now, when you think about 20 to 30-year-olds playing golf, which we're right in that demographic, the perception of it is like, all right, who's bringing the booze and how many fucking holes are we playing today? And also, what are we doing afterwards?
Yep.
Because this is like this is at least a half a day type of excursion that we're going on. This isn't like, go play a quick round of 18 in the morning and then off to work, blah, blah, blah. No, this is like Saturday morning. Like, boys, do not plan anything until 2 p.m. today because we're
It's
going
an event.
Correct.
Like you are scheduling things around it. And I think we are in the transition to the next decade. I feel like 10 years, a decade is a good number for each transition. And we're already starting into our transition to the 30 to 40, which I think when it's 30 to 40, it becomes that this is like, I hone in now. I'm serious about this now.
Yeah, you've been playing golf for 5, 6, 7 years. It's like, okay, we had our fun in our 20s. Now let's try and maybe get a little decent at this game.
Like I've been pretty shitty for 4 years, and I'm starting to want to get better all of a sudden.
which that thought never, I guarantee that thought never, well, I know it didn't because you've been very blatant about it.
The first 60 episodes of this podcast, I couldn't give a flying fuck if I lost 12 T-birds or not. And now it's like, I don't care in the money aspect of it, but I care in the pride aspect that I lost 12 balls.
Correct. It's not ideal. You don't even remember your score from that day. You just remember how many balls you lost. So 20 to 30 is like, boys, this is an event. Let's go drink a lot and let's just swing the clubs around. Now 30 to 40, it's different. I feel like you're still going out to it's more of a mini event, like a mini major, if you will. But you're on top of that, you're also trying to get better at the game.
Yeah, without a doubt. That's when you start, you're like, these guys at this point, maybe they're trying to shape shots. Like you already know your distances at this point.
I'm trying to shape shots.
Right. You're on that transition.
Correct.
You're almost 30.
Yeah.
So you're starting to work into it. Ryan is starting to try and shape shots. He is, we're both obsessed with backspin.
Oh my God.
I can't fucking do it, but it's sick.
It's
we were talking, it doesn't matter how shitty of a shot you hit. If there's backspin on it, it's instantly cool.
I agree. It doesn't matter where that ball's going. Obviously it needs to probably go on the green to get backspin.
Yep.
But if you hit one 30 yards over and it's a large green and that thing spins back 5 yards,
right?
I might need a new pair of shorts after that one.
You could have a front pin, right? And a long, long green. So it's 30 yards past, like Ryan said, and it just spins back 4 feet, and you're fucking high-fiving.
Still got a
25-yard putt. Did you see all that backspin, dude? They're like, yeah, I'm about to 3-putt for bogey, but the backspin was
doesn't even matter.
sweet.
Nope.
You just learned something that you've never been able to do before. And okay, now how can I replicate that?
I don't know. I'm not 100% sure.
I'm not either, but I feel like that's the change in the years over time, the change in decade of all right, well, now that you're trying to start getting good at golf, 40 to 50 is my friends, they have kids, all their kids are older. They're going to sporting events. They're probably starting to golf with their kids, which I feel like is part of this aspect where your kids are old enough now to where you can start golfing with them, and you're probably not going to get fucked up on the course with your kid in the cart next to you.
That's for the next decade.
That's for the next decade once they're doing their own thing. But now it's okay, I've been able to hit these sweet shots. How do I replicate these? And now it's after 20 years, the muscle memory is you're trying to replicate that time after time after time, because now the game is more of all right, me and my buddies are out here to play. We're out here to keep accurate scores, may not even take a breakfast ball. And now is when we really start honing in on the game. Backspin up the ass. Things are going good.
Yeah, and then that's where you are also at the same point, genuinely curious what your handicap is. You're no longer like us and just guessing.
You probably actually sign up for a legitimate handicap service.
Right. So you're calculating that in. Your scrambles are now no longer about playing with your friends. It's about recruiting the best team, which I will make a solemn vow right now to never do that. I just want to play with my friends in scrambles. It's way more fun.
Agreed.
And you can't beat team chemistry. You can have a shitty golfer hit an amazing shot because of team chemistry. And if you have a really good golfer that just sucks the energy out of the group, no bueno.
Agreed.
So then what are we on now? 40 to 50?
Well, 40 to 50 is when you start replicating the backspin. You're actually going out and you're trying to take your game to the next level, if you will. You're trying to, because I feel like you still have the mobility and the strength to hit a far golf shot or stick a green. It's not like the half backswing, which would probably be the next decade when things start slowing down just a little bit. This is these last 10 years, 40 to 50 is could potentially be the peak of your career.
See, I was going to say that 40 to 50 is when you start getting into that coast. You're like, I don't need to make a lot of changes. My kids are golfing now, so I am just here for the game again. And you start, this is the transition into the half backswing. Like, you're not changing much. Like, I'm thinking of my dad, because my dad is 46 or something.
Yeah.
He is just perfectly fine with his swing. He's not going to make any more adjustments. We golf together now. And
I think what's going through people's head right now, they're not even listening to what you're saying. They're thinking about the fact of your dad is 46.
Yeah,
wow,
what?
I'm a high school baby. So
Yeah. Everyone's like, wait, did he just say 40? Did he mean 56?
no,
No, he's not.
he's 18 years older than me.
Which is wild.
Yeah, so like I got a good grip on what his golf game is at the moment. And he's starting to get into that old. He's getting close to just. He still swings his fucking ass off, but he doesn't really care like about the technique of it all anymore.
Yeah.
Now he's just trying to play golf. So he's super competitive. So he does care about winning, but he's getting into that mode where he's not going to be changing anything.
Yep.
He's old man golf is right around the corner.
Play with what you got. If you got a slice, just play with it. You're not going
Agreed.
to fix it now.
Yep.
You're probably, out of the market to get new clubs at that point. You got the clubs you're going to stick with. You got the clubs you're probably going to give your kid once they're old enough to like get a decent set.
He has the most unbelievable loft on all of his clubs and just refuses to even attempt fixing it, which I understand completely. Like, why? But like, he'll hit a 5-iron that looks like he hit his gap wedge.
Jesus.
It's crazy.
Yeah, he's a big hunter. He's got other passions in life.
Yep.
Oh, it is so funny how he gets his yardages. He doesn't use his phone. He doesn't use a rangefinder like a hunter would in your head.
Out a gun. Just scopes in.
Well, rangefinder uses a little handheld thing. Rangefinders for hunting are the exact same for golf ones, essentially. But what he'll do is he'll find the yardage marker in the fairway or whatever, and if it's behind him, he'll look back at it and be like, yeah, that's about a 18-yard bow and arrow shot. Like, that's how
I like that.
I would use my 20-yard pin on that shot.
I like that.
And then it'd be like, all right, so that means I got 20 plus whatever that thing said. So if it's the 100-yard marker and knows he's 20 yards in front of me, he's like, all right, I got an 80-yard shot.
I like that.
Or he'll look at the green and be like, I would use my 50-yard pin and I'd aim a little high, so it's probably 55.
Yep. I like
So
that
he
a
just
lot.
uses bow hunting to get yardages, and he's usually pretty fucking close because I have my phone with the yardage up.
Are bow hunters like potentially the greatest yardage calculators you can find?
I mean, I wouldn't say no.
I haven't shot enough bow. I do bow hunt, but I haven't shot enough bow to really have that ingrained in my head yet. But it makes complete sense. If you shoot a target enough at 10 to 20 yards, which is like, that's the warm-up shot. It's the honey hole right there. If you get a 20-yard bow shot, fucking kill zone, right?
Yep.
If you do that enough, yes, you can absolutely tell the distance in front of the marker. You can tell the slope of things because if you're shooting down, you got to aim low for elevation on it. It's this whole thing. But why spend money on a $300 rangefinder when you could actually just spend money on a $1,000 bow and
Just get used to your distances.
and get used to your distances and get more out of the bow than you would the rangefinder.
Yeah. Yeah. Which I think is an old man move. To
I
just
agree.
Not have any sort of range technology.
And then 60, I feel like 60 plus is right where it's like, this is the game I'm working with. These are the clubs I'm working with.
This point is where you're golfing because your physical therapist said you got to warm up your new knee.
Just to get out of the house.
Yeah. You got to walk. You're walking 9 because if you don't, the hips hurt.
The mobility factor is no longer there.
Yeah. You got the tiny little backswing. You are so fucking good at putting.
Oh yeah, it's all touch. And these guys, like, they have all the touch in the world. We're just all fucking squirrely on the greens because we're worried where the bev cart's at. So we're going to 3-putt from 10 feet out.
Well, I think that they're also getting a little squirrely for the bev cart in their old age too, because all the old dudes are hitting on them.
Well, that is very true.
So it's like you're squirrely for the bev cart in stage 1 of golf and the final stage of golf.
Well, and this is the age too where you start golfing probably with your kids more. You start golfing with your grandkids, and it no longer becomes you and your score. It becomes like, hey, how can I introduce this person to the game and have them enjoy it as much as I did?
Yeah. And then Grandpa's version of that is just beating me.
Yeah.
Trying to make me as competitive as possible so I keep wanting to play.
What I'm glad he's not letting you win.
Oh no, he never will. He'll never let me win. I'll just beat him on my own.
Exactly.
You old son of a bitch. I know you're listening. Coming for you this summer. This is the year.
So I think just to kind of wrap things up, we're in a good spot right now, Ty. I think our golf games are really going to turn around coming up here.
Oh yeah, I couldn't be less worried about my shitty 96 on a par 60. I genuinely couldn't be less worried about it.
New sticks.
Sticks.
First round on grass this year.
I was so dangerously hungover.
It was bad.
I was actually like on the first tee over my ball and like shaky, like
Withdrawals, yeah.
holding my fucking driver, and it was just quivering.
You having withdrawals.
The hangover shakes are terrible.
Oh.
I don't even want to think about that right now.
Yeah. We're good.
Yeah. So we're entering. Trevor, you're also in a good spot.
Yep.
Your golf game will start to evolve, but ours is going to evolve even better.
I don't know about that.
Why do you say that?
I mean, I think where I'm still young enough to, like, I get the mindset where like I kind of want to get better right now because all my friends are like also have that same mindset, and I'm still young enough to be like active and like 23, gonna be 23 here soon. I'm peak form.
Happy birthday.
You just contradicted the entire segment.
That's fine. It's
Yep,
No, I know.
that's my
Keep
thing.
going.
I mean, 23. You know, I'm still young. I'm not like I always get told 25 is where you start to like go down. You know, and like your physical lifestyle.
pretty accurate, actually.
So-
I would say
Yeah.
that's pretty.
yeah.
25 is where you start to go down. So I'm still in that young stage where I can still smoke a ball, try to swing out of my shoes, but still want to get better. And I know that.
Hey, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
In all of your rounds of golf, has your back ever hurt after?
Or your
maybe
hips.
like once or twice my back has hurt.
How about your hips?
Not usually. Not my hips. I do have a bad knee, but my knee is just like whatever. But
You'll get there.
The first thing to go on me is my hips.
No, mine's the lower back.
no, mine's my knees. I just got bad knees.
I got good hips, so a lot of people.
I don't
say
know if
that.
it's the shoes I'm wearing or what it is, but the first thing to go is the hips. The back is fine, unless I haven't swung for 2 months.
Yeah.
But I feel it now. We start to feel these pains more and more as we continue. But again, I think we learned to skirt past that,
Yep.
and the game is going to start evolving here soon.
Same for me.
Trevor did sandbag me on the simulator the other
No,
day.
I didn't.
Oh yeah. Do you,
Oh my god.
Okay. Also, quick simulator league update because the finals was extremely underwhelming. Ryan and Miles, congratulations. They just kicked the living shit out of the team they played in the finals.
I was checked out after about 6 holes.
Yep. Jake forfeited for third and fourth to us because he just decided not to play the round. So congrats to me for third.
Yep. Tyler.
Tyler.
Woo, good, easy win.
And all that aside, last week, Trevor comes in to do the podcast, but we had already done the Cold Cuts podcast. Miscommunication. Sorry about that.
Tyler.
But Trevor comes in, so Ryan's like, well, he's here. I might as well play with him. You two, take it from here.
Well, we started warming up on the range, and I'm absolutely striping the ball naturally because I have good range sessions and I'm dog shit on the course. And Trevor was damn near missing the ball.
Yep.
Because
A lot of toes.
like if he was hitting we hit right in the center of where Tyler and I are sitting. He was one of them hit the bag of golf clubs over here.
I did
Trevor.
shank one off the toe. It was bad.
It was so far off the toe, and I'm like, okay, this is an easy dub. And then we get on the course, and he's just striping shots, and I'm doing the complete opposite. So I think I ended up losing by 2 strokes.
Yep.
I had a good last hole, and you didn't. So I was down like 4. I think I lost by 2.
Because at one point, when I showed up, you hit one, and it got stuck in a tree on the simulator.
That was the issue.
And
I'd rather re-hit that.
And Ryan, it took you 3 shots to get out of the tree. One, it shouldn't have let you hit from the tree.
Correct.
Yeah, that was weird.
And, like, I'm not talking, guys. It's on the ground
It was
under a tree. It was
in the
20
branch.
feet up in the fucking branches, and the simulator's like, gotta play it where it lies, dude.
Ryan climbs up there.
Yeah.
With the club.
7-iron, fucking smack it.
Can you
Doesn't go
imagine
anywhere.
if we were doing that most realistic simulator
Oh
ever
my
video
God.
and your ball gets stuck in a tree?
I mean, that would be kind of fun.
It would be hilarious.
I'd
but
have more control over where the ball is going.
You'd have had to like climb up on a ladder. We would have had to put a piece of turf down on the ladder, and you'd have had to like use one of my kids' clubs to
Yeah.
like mini swing
Completely
it.
choke all the way down your 7.
Yep.
Just,
So that's why I lost, is because the tree gate.
He did win by 2 though. If it was like a one,
So we would have tied.
it would have. Yep.
We'd have tied. But hats off to you, Trevor.
Thank you.
I felt bad because you were here, and I just like more so let you win.
Yeah. You just keep telling yourself that.
So
No, I'm with you though. He's a fucking sandbagger. You did not
No.
golf like someone that's never broken 90 before.
I haven't.
I'm
I
like,
haven't.
you've never broken 90 before, and you're beating me right now.
You ask all my friends that play with me, I've never broken 90.
Yeah, because you're sandbagging.
I don't sandbag.
You're trying to sandbag so that when we inevitably let you into the golf league at the office, I give you a high handicap
You're gonna
and you
take
run
off
away
that.
with it.
No, you're gonna probably put that score there for my handicap.
I
No.
am going to take this yours. I'm going to give you a 0 handicap.
Please don't.
You're a 0.
Can I get like a 4 or
Congratulations,
5
best
at
golfer in the office.
Okay, that's my title, Tyler.
Not anymore. He beat you.
See you, Ryan.
Well, you play me 9 times. 9 times out of 10, I'm going to beat him. That's
And-
the one time.
Until those 9 times
Yep.
are played, Trevor has
1-0
the title.
in the 1-0 in the office here right now.
I knew-
Only undefeated.
Right. I was cheering for you. Trust me. I did not want that little shit to win.
My head just getting bigger now, Ryan.
We could win one for the 20 to 30-year-olds that
All right,
are
guys.
actual, not you, you anomaly.
Okay,
Whoa.
I got to get out of here. I got to go blow my nose, and I got to go find a couch to lay down on. So, episode 1, David Ortiz with the Twins.
Yeah.
If you can put that number
And-
together.
Beginning of the Red
One
Sox.
Mike Trout.
Episode 127 in the books. Guys, thanks again for listening. I feel like everyone's been doing their part in sending it to their buddies. If you haven't yet, send it to your golf group chat. I know in some way we can relate to them. So keep on pushing the good word. We'll be back again next week. We'll find a new professional player with number 28. I don't know who it's going to be yet.
Adrian Peterson.
Yeah, what?
All day AP episode.
We did do AP for 26, but that's when he was with the Redskins.
Lame.
Artist formerly known as the Redskins, excuse me.
Episode 1 AP coming next week. We'll see you later.
Love you.
Love you.
Love you.
Ryan.
Love you.
Ryan's dying.
They piped that the wrong way.
I'll call the clubhouse. We'll book another 18 for tomorrow.
Okay, they cheated on that. They fluffed their balls.
Yeah, no better time for the breakfast ball than now.